In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about your intuition, unlocking it, what it actually takes to unlock your intuition and work from your intuition every single day in your business, because I feel like this is not talked about enough. I didn't realize that actually working with your intuition is a whole other ball game. It's just so different. And most business teachers, spiritual teachers even, they don't explain that actually working with your intuition feels hard at times. It's not always easy. There are ebbs and flows. Your intuition doesn't always connect and speak to you when you want it, right? That's the ego. And this is like the misconception. Now, I actually pulled two cards because I was just like, sometimes I use my decks to gather insights onto my intuitive process as well, and sometimes I don't feel like filming from just pure business perspectives, and so I'll go to my astrology or my oracle decks. This is where my spirituality comes in, right? This is what I use to operate in my business as well. So sometimes if I'll be like, how do I want to create content today? Oh, let's pull a deck, right? And you can do the same too. Like, this gets to be fun, you guys. This gets to be the way you create your business around how and what is lighting you up. Now, the card that came up when I pulled, I was like, okay, what do I want to speak about on YouTube today? And obviously I've got my content pillars. Again, those of you who want like strategy and structure, I have videos on that as well. I'll link them up here, about creating your offer, how to create your content, all of that good stuff. But even within those content pillars, you have days like this where you're like, I don't want to just speak about anything like it directly related to those, but I want to speak. So for example, my content pillars are literally know yourself, be yourself, share yourself, and then grow yourself. Okay. So I can pull from any one of those. And so today was more of like the knowing yourself and the being yourself, like what came up, right? Because when I pulled, I was like, what do I want to speak on YouTube for my audience today? What do they need to know? Now, intuition was the first card that showed up with Neptune and Intuit. Okay, so Intuit, and then it came up with Uranus with Awaken. So what I got from the message initially was awaken your fucking intuition up and work from your intuition every step of the way in your business. Now, what this looks like is sometimes being very much lost in the unknown. And I feel like this entire video is simply going to be a permission slip for you. Someone needs to hear this, so it's coming out of me. The way your intuition in your business works looks and feels very different to a normal masculine hustle-based, strategy-based business. You still make money, but you just operate the business and you structure the business model very differently. So I have discipline practices. So I'll still carry out certain tasks every single day, like putting out content. That's a non-negotiable. So I'll still have the non-negotiable part of my business, but what is different when you work from your intuition, these are the key components, is when I create offers, I will never force. That is something that, again, is a non-negotiable for me, but on the intuitive side, right? So just like I'm disciplined with how much I show up online, disciplined with one piece of hour of my day has to go towards providing content, being visible online in the online space. That's just my social media strategy, okay? The same way I will also have a non-negotiable that no matter what my mind is telling me, I will not force creation. Intuition is the thing, it's that feeling, it's that nudge, it's that inner guidance that will show up when it's ready to show. Sometimes our vessel, this physical body, our mindset has been so deeply conditioned, we're not able to fully receive the download until it's divine timing. That's one of the laws of the universe as well. So learning to work with your intuition in your business is a whole other skill. That is literally one thing that I'm very good at, which is why I'm like clearly doing this video. I'm a soundboarder. I'm a soundboard projector. So those of you who know, in human design, I have to soundboard to recognize what my intuition is saying to me, which means I have to speak out loud. So even now, this video is kind of like a soundboard of, oh my God, this is a skill set I need to teach you guys as well. If this is where you're getting stuck on, drop me a comment below. But again, intuition, learning how it comes through to you and learning the seasons of which season you're supposed to be in. There's like so much I can talk about. This is like a bit more of a waffly video, and then I'll structure it up for you as soon as it lands fully. Again, this is like me showing you how intuition lands for me. Is sometimes it comes like this. It comes in a trickle. It comes in like a little message. Then I'll go back and I'll reflect on it and I'll be like, okay, intuition, how does it actually show up in my business? I'll get my solid evidence of how it's worked in my business, how I've made money over and over again from intuitive practices, the timeline between how long it took before the next paycheck or the next client or the next income, the gap between the identities that it took from me working with my intuition, from manifesting the first type of client to manifesting the second type of client, the different, like all of those things, right? I'll gather it, I'll package it, and then I'll present it in a more strategic way so that people can actually apply it to their business. But also, this is sometimes the intuitive process where it comes in waves. It'll come in a bit of like scattered energy all over the place. And then our job is to make sense of it and piece it together. Sometimes if you don't know how to do that, that's when you hire a coach, a mentor, you book in whatever the thing, right? Self-investment is a big part of this process as well. And most of the time, again, your intuition will also guide you to who's the right person to work with, because I've worked with spiritual coaches before. I've worked with spiritual business coaches, and I've worked with normal entrepreneurs. And sometimes both of them have been wrong investments. And sometimes I've had the best fucking investment ever. So again, if you are deciphering from here, like when you make investments from your logic, sometimes that can lead you astray, right? Because your logical mind is the very mind that is also holding on to all the conditionings of society and your programming, your cultural programming, your finances. If you're blocked or you're coming from a scarcity mindset, it will all be from the logical mind. Versus when you come from an intuitive place, it's never going to mislead you. That's my experience, and it's the experience of every single person I've worked with who's come into my world and they've told me that they've misjudge something because they've judged it from their logical mind instead of feeling into their intuition and making decisions but from that space, right? It just is a fucking game changer. So even now, I will always soundboard out loud, what are the investments that I want to make? What are the decisions I want to make? Is this coming from my intuition? Usually intuition is very subtle. It's like almost like a whisper, and it's just a quick, ooh. And then later you think, oh my God, why did I do that? Oh yeah, because my intuition guided me, right? It's very quick. Lightning speed sometimes, the choices. Same thing with programs and things like that, right? In your business. So if you are creating, say, an offer, I never kind of just go from logic. I will always guide people into what's your intuition telling you at this moment. And if your intuition is not talking to you, the best place to start is by going into your pain, into your challenge, into where you are at. That has been a bit of a struggle that you have actually overcome, because you will always be able to find something that you have actually overcome, right? I want you to even do this as a practice right now. Go back to a time in your life where you thought something was really fucking challenging, something was really fucking hard. You felt like you could not get past it. Scan your mind for that experience right now and go back about 5 or 10 years ago, right? Where this was a really big thing and you just thought it was the end of the world. Whether this is family drama, it could be anything. Just pick anything that you have overcome. Now go back to the moment that thing actually hit you. At that moment in time, did you think you were going to overcome it? Or were you just stressing? Were you in anxiety? Were you going down like a downward spiral? More often than not, majority of us people tend to go down this wallowing hole where we just think that we can't get out of it, right? So even now, where you're at in your business will also be the same thing in 5 to 10 years time. You will overcome it, but you need to have that belief, and you need to keep showing yourself evidence and proof that you have done that before. Okay. So that's the other thing. So I don't know, there's nothing else coming through. I feel like this is such a random message, but I felt called to just come on YouTube and just do this video for some reason. So some of you just needed to know that in your business, intuition doesn't work the same as logic. It's not like it comes straight away and then it stays with you forever. It comes in waves. It's ebbs and flows, right? Just like money, it circulates the same way as money. Money doesn't come in just to stick to one place and stay there forever. It wants to be circulated. It wants to move. It wants to be invested. It wants to be saved. It wants to be looked after. It enjoys moving. And it's the same with intuition. It loves moving through our body. And so when it's time, it will move through you. Whether you take action on that is the next step towards you seeing success from your intuition or not, right? Because so many of us, even the most spiritualist entrepreneurs of us, have not listened to our intuition. And I've done this as well before, right? But every time that I choose to listen to my intuition, it has brought me so much abundance, so much blessing, so much good shit in my business, outside of my business, that now it's become so strong where it's like, no, if my intuition's telling me something, I'm going to fucking listen to it. Everything else goes out the window. That's the conviction. That's the energy. That's the frequency that you want to be operating with in connection to your intuition in your business. So whether it's decisions that you're making, whether it's courses that you're thinking about investing, whether it's creation, anything that you're creating, whether it's content or pieces, offerings, services to your clients, whatever the thing, never build it from logic. Always come to your intuitive space and create from there. That's the magic that you have as a spiritual entrepreneur, right? So never forget that. Don't allow yourself to get lost with all the coaches. It's okay to watch YouTube coaches here and there who are telling you like little pieces of strategy here and there. But if you get so lost in it where you think, oh my God, you've bought into their mindset, you've bought into their logic, you've bought into their process, you forget your process, you forget your connection to your identity, to your intuition. And that's where everything starts to go downhill. And you kind of find yourself in this pickle of, I'm fucking lost. So don't do that to yourself, right? This is the solution. Always ground yourself, always come back to the who are you. This is why I teach know yourself, know who you are, go into your human design chart, go into your astrology chart, relearn who the fuck you are, who you came here to be, and then ground and center yourself back into that energy. That will keep you strong in your business, especially if you're like a projector or a reflector or even a generator who's quite open, like you've got a lot of open centers in your design. That means that you're more susceptible to taking on other people's belief systems and emotions and thinking that they're your own when they're not, right? And getting lost in that noise. So it's more important for us to keep ourselves protected, keep ourselves grounded. And the way to do this is a lot of breath work, a lot of visualization, a lot of keeping yourself away from people, finding practices in your day to just be by yourself, like the hermit with this Uranus. Uranus is actually in Gemini right now as well, which is like learning new information, but learn that information from your intuition, because your intuition has so much guidance, so much wisdom that's available to you if you wake your intuition up to it. Allow yourself to receive. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know in the comments if it made sense, if it thingied, like I'm just flowing here. So again, I'm like an experimenter. So I like to just throw whatever I think is going to help. And if somebody needed to hear this today, then so be it. Subscribe if you're new here, like this video, and I'll catch you in my next videos. Mwah.